On behalf of His Royal Highness Omar Al-Ghazali, I bid you welcome to the scepter.
Yikes! Totally insane. Please.
G'day ladies and gents, and welcome to Hitman 3. Today we find ourselves in Dubai, on the upper floors of a glorious skyscraper known as Burj Al Ghazali, aka the Scepter. A location that just so happens to be inspired by the real-life Dubai skyscraper Burj Khalifa, the tallest skyscraper in the world. There you go, a little bit of trivia for you. As always, our business here is the murderous kind, and we're here to eliminate two targets, Marcus Stuyvesant and Carl Ingram. So let's get stuck into it. I'm sorry, is that lady smoking indoors? I believe that she is. Right. Make sure you finish your dart before you hit the floor, bitch.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, g'day, love. And what do we have here? That looks like Carl Ingram, looking down upon the people in the atrium like they're beneath him. Which of course they are, literally.
Carl Ingram finally gets what he deserves. Good riddance. Now let's get Marcus Stuyvesant.
Did I just get away with that? Nah, didn't think so. Okay, so who would have thought that shooting him from the middle of a crowded atrium probably wouldn't be the way to go? How about this?
Carl Ingram finally gets what he deserves. Good riddance. Now let's get Marcus Stuyvesant.
Well, that was rather simple, wasn't it?
Sir, back off.
Cunt! Shut up! Okay, so we've already identified a couple of ways that we can eliminate Carl Ingram. And admittedly, he's going to get a lot more unwanted attention later on. But for now, we're going to shift our focus onto our other target, Marcus Stuyvesant! Was the loud explosion and rock music necessary, I hear you ask? No! The first thing we're going to do is get ourselves a decent disguise, and if my memory serves me correctly, which of course it does because I've now played this mission at least 50 times, we should be able to find one neatly stored on a shelf in the laundry. Naturally, there'll be a couple of completely innocent members of event staff standing between us and it, but thankfully, there's also a handy dandy fire extinguisher in the vicinity, which is useful for a lot more than just putting out fires. In fact, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever used a fire extinguisher to extinguish a fire. Have a rest in here, mate. You'll be okay. And now to get ourselves a hold of that disguise. Not the best disguise in Dubai, but it'll get us places. A cumulus! Sky is the limit. By Lucy Phillips. Old mate Marcus Stuyvesant regularly drops by this art exhibit and is always complaining about this thing, known as the sun.
The sun. It's not as bright as it should be. Do you know why?
Sorry, I'm just backstage muscle. I don't know anything about the tech stuff.
And guess who does know a little bit about the tech stuff? Me. So let's go ahead and fix that, which we'll do by breaking into this fuse box with a crowbar, removing a fuse cell from inside, and then placing that fuse cell into another fuse box located just behind the sun exhibit. Then we'll slide down this ladder, position ourselves next to this control box that will clearly decide whether or not Mr. Stuyvesant lives or dies, and wait for the poor bastard to show himself. Which, looking at the map, is around about now.
Yes, this is the best looking sun that I've ever seen.
47. Marcus Stuyvesant won't be a problem anymore. Let's move on to Carl Ingram. We're not done yet.
We're not done, but my god, stick a fork in him because he fucking is. So apparently Mr. Stuyvesant is looking for a new personal bodyguard, who, according to these two blokes, is in the building but is yet to report to them for duty. He's in the locker room adjacent to the kitchen, standing in his underwear and pouring his heart out to this chick who I can only assume doesn't care at all about anything he has to say, because she seems a lot more interested in this bin of used towels. Maybe she's looking for some fucks to give. I don't know.
But you don't understand. I'm military. We military men are used to punctuality. I was supposed to be ready and present my papers half an hour ago.
Yes, you men in the army with your papers. Super punctual. I get it.
Are you making fun of me? That's so cruel. Do you know what
A chicken in disguise. I knew it. Anyway, so now that we've got the credentials we require, we can present ourselves to Mr. Stuyvesant. But before he'll take us on, he's got a little test for us that we'll need to successfully complete first. What's the test, you ask? Just to throw a bunch of knives at a few targets hanging from the side of the building being blown around by the wind. A task that may seem difficult to some, but it's nothing that a professionally trained bald assassin can't do with his eyes closed. Whoops! That wasn't very knife of me. Okay, I'll keep my eyes open this time.
Look at that! Not bad at all. That was quite spectacular.
There we go. Piece of piss, mate.
Okay, I think I got the right man now. Thank you for your services. Take the rest of the day off. You deserve it. Thank you, sir. It was an honor.
Oh, I'm sure it was a slice.
Okay, recruit. Before we can proceed with our relationship, there's a couple of ground rules that we need to go over first. Rule number 1 is...
You got him, 47. Marcus Stuyvesant won't be a problem anymore.
What the fuck is going on here? This is the part where you fall down, mate. Mate, this is kind of embarrassing. You were supposed to fall off the building. Fucking seriously? You just gonna stand there? Dead? Fine! Fuck it! Have it your way!
Hey!
Maybe next time you'll take a kitchen knife to the back of the skull like a champ, cunt! Alright, that's one target down and one to go. So it's time to cross over to the other side of the atrium where we'll pay attention to this bloke.
It's just a precaution.
I've been personally invited by the Royal Highness Omar Al-Ghazali. I should have clearance. The name is Zaina Kazim.
Sir, I understand, but you can't enter without being searched. It's standard procedure.
This is ridiculous.
Well, that's how it is. Think about it and come back if you want. I'll be waiting upstairs in the reception. Understood?
Crystal.
Believe it or not, he's actually another assassin that's been hired by Carl Ingram to knock off someone that he doesn't care for. And lucky for us, the pair have never actually met one another, and so Carl has no idea what this guy looks like. Another thing that's lucky for us is that Carl's receptionist is clearly a fucking stupid bitch, to the extent that she can't seem to ascertain the physical difference in appearance between two completely unidentical men, assuming the same identity within minutes of seeing each individual.
Oh, Mr. Kazim. I'm glad you changed your mind.
Yeah, well, when a man takes a soda can to the back of the skull, it really helps to put things into perspective.
Yes, indeed, it can. Mr. Ingram has been expecting you. We have a conference room set up for you.
So now we'll briefly sit down with Mr. Ingram in the conference room. But before he'll meet with us privately, he'd like us to eliminate a pesky journalist downstairs that's been asking a few too many questions. Oi, you chubby ponytailed cunt. I've got some information for you.
Oh, really? Okay. You know what's happening upstairs?
Oh, mate, I know more than you could imagine. But we can't talk here, so follow me to the shithouse.
Great. Lead the way.
Alright, mate. Just hang tight for a second. I'll be back with some refreshments for you.
All right. Whatever it is, better be good.
Consider yourself lucky, mate. I was supposed to kill you. Now say cheese. Perla.
Yes, that's it. Now Ingram trusts you, it's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Mees.
Mr. Kazim, welcome back. So, you have the picture?
Yes, I certainly do, my love.
Good. Our guest will be delighted. Please follow me.
Whoa, this is a pretty nice looking penthouse. The perfect place to commit multiple counts of murder on the same person. And speaking of murder, we have ourselves an appointment with Mr. Ingram. Best not be late.
Mr. Kazim, so good of you to finally join me once again. I take it you had no trouble at all taking out our journalist friend? Give me the picture. Marvelous. Thank you very much. Now, if you could please entertain yourself temporarily while I closely examine this diorama with a particularly pointy tip. And don't you go and get any ideas. You wouldn't be the first person to try and—
We got the killer! Give it up! Let me see your hands!
Well, ladies and gents, it appears that we're, screwed. So as tempting as that may be, perhaps it isn't the best way to eliminate Mr. Ingram, especially if we're trying to maintain a low profile. Instead, there's a couple of cheeky little traps that we can set for him while he's busy inspecting his stupid little toy on his desk. Such as...
Ah! Having a drink, are you? I think I'll join you. Enjoying the wine, I see. I must say, I'm not much of a red person myself. In fact, the only red that I care for is the steam that's currently coming from my scotch, which is rather abnormal now that
We got to 47.
Troll rod.
He kind of looks like one of those green pedestrian crossing men. Alternatively, we can tamper with the railing on the balcony outside and wait for him to join us. Yep, looks totally safe.
Ah! Gazing out over the cityscape, are you? It's quite the view, isn't it? You almost feel like a
We got him, 47. Soon there will be no more Providence. You need to find an exit. Our business is done here, but it's far from over.
Hang on a second there, Sean Bean. There is one more item of business on today's schedule, and that's to find out exactly what happens when Mr. Ingram strikes an explosive golf ball sitting next to a flammable propane flask.
This is going to be the best shot of my entire life!
We got him, 47. Soon there will be no more Providence.
Ah, yes! Exactly as I thought. I'll see you next time, ladies and gents. Stay epic!